Wrestling fans, I'm Dan Mirade.
And this is the man of the hour, Leo Rush.
It was all over BostonWrestling.com and our social media. But Leo, brother, they got to check out some of this merch.
They got to.
Check it out, fans, right now, available on eBay. Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. Get this Karrion Kross and Scarlett double autographed 11x14 poster from NXT TakeOver in your house, number 19 of only 30 made. Comes with authentication hologram on the poster itself. Also comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. Boston Wrestling Sports and the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to Wrestling Insiders Current Events, where we break down the Monday, February, 22nd, I'm going to think. Was it the 22nd?
Yes, sir, 2-2.
2021 edition of WWE Monday Night Raw from the Thunderdome in Tampa, Florida, Tropicana Field, where it's going to be winding down sometime soon. I'm here in studio, joined by a couple of gentlemen, very excited about Cecil the Lion's LAN party this Sunday night. If you're interested in joining the LAN party, please let us know. We'd be happy to give you Cecil's contact information. You can set up joining what is turning into extravaganza is the only word I can use to describe it at this point. I know you're looking forward to coming down to New Hampshire for the LAN party.
I am.
Were you asking that as a question or a statement? Well, I know everyone here at the studio is looking forward to it. Howard is recruiting people across LAN party Facebook groups, apparently, to be here for this celebration of LANing on Sunday night. But nonetheless, we sure had a couple of LAN-like nights over the past weekend. Not one, not two, but 3 big days with Marty Jannetty. I'm still feeling it from head to toe. After that, instead of making a snow angel, I tried to make an ice angel last week, exiting the studio as there was no sand down. And 3 days of Marty and this much pain, let me tell you, it was, I needed what he was drinking, I guess is the best way to put it.
Absolutely.
Well, it is a nice, mild winter afternoon here at MWF Studios, downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, in the zip code of Champion 02176. We have a big week of great programming ahead, and while many are too focused on this LAN party, you might say, I do want to send out a big thank you to our good friend, Don the Barber, who just totally blew us away with what had to have been $100 worth of food from Domino's on Sunday.
That was great.
Several, 5 pizzas, I believe, cinnamon rolls or buns or whatever they're called, little garlic things that I ate that I didn't let anyone else see, bottles of soda. He even tipped the gentleman. I didn't even have to open the wallet, which I appreciated it, because believe me, that wallet was open enough this weekend. But it's nice to have great fans like Don the Barber, and I will not say the other gentleman's name that kind of snuck in on Sunday, but you know what? He had the, as Mick Foley would say, testicular fortitude to come down to the studio, and Marty, being the welcoming person he is to a studio that isn't his, welcomed him in. And, you know, I believe the gentleman had a good, well, lady, I don't want to give any secrets away. I believe this person had a good time hanging with the crew for the day. So we had a pretty fun day. Jackie the Joke Man came down to help on Sunday, but he missed the pizza.
Yeah,
so
he
the
did.
joke was on him, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But overall, it was just, we taped a hell of a lot of content with Marty. Maybe not enough. Saturday, we ran into a technical issue with Cecil the Lion and the John C. Reilly of MMTV, Connor Smith, where they didn't realize the recording device we used was full, so the last episode and a half didn't get recorded, which brought great joy to my vocal cords on Sunday morning in rage, as I realized we taped 2 episodes for nothing. But that's a different story for a different time. Friday, we had the best, the creme de la creme. I only wish I could get these 2 individuals to be focused on our programs as they are about the big party going on here Sunday night, but that's a different story for a different time. As we noted before we talk Raw, we have a big week ahead. 4 big in-studio shoot interview talk shows on Wrestling Insiders tonight at the top of the hour, 10 p.m. Tony Atlas has a very, what you might call, confused look at Tyler Rex's transformation, so to speak.
Oh, boy.
Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on Wrestling Insider Special Edition, Brian Knobbs of the Nasty Boys shoots on early WWF 1991. If you're a fan of 90s WWF, I bet you'll find this episode to be extremely interesting. Thursday night, after you and I have our AEW and NXT review, at 10 p.m., it'll be Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty, where Marty shares his thought on several recent deaths within the brotherhood in our industry. I found that to be a very interesting program, as well as Friday night when the lights at the Thunderdome go dim, the light on his head is heating up. We're talking about Margot's piece, not the piece on his head. John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Friday. And if you miss any of those episodes, if you miss all of those episodes, if you miss none of those episodes, we implore you to join us Saturday night at 10 p.m. for Wrestling Insider's Week in Review, where it's one-stop shopping. You get all 4 episodes in one whack. We have the live premiere going, where that super chat button is always open for business, baby, as it is right now. Speaking of open for business, coronavirus has crippled businesses from coast to coast around the globe over the past year. But don't forget, our eBay store is open 24/7 with great merchandise from every era of professional wrestling. And if that wasn't enough, you're a friend if you watch these programs to us, to say the very least. But if you want to join the family, oh boy, what we have in store for you with the Patreon: early ad-free access to all of our great programs, access to our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library that's been seen by millions online, millions more on the Howard Stern Show, some great Patreon exclusive access. We even taped some with Marty this weekend, along with the knowledge that you're helping keep professional wrestling legends that are out of work working. Head on over to patreon.com/Boston Wrestling, all for less than the cost of a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Again, there are simple things you can do to help. If you cannot open the wallet, give us a big thumbs up. Those help. It lets YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching or listening to, and will encourage them to showcase our programs to new fans. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. It'll alert you to what has to be, at this point now, well over 20 brand new videos each week. And of course, we continue to ask, beg, and plead that you share the link. Share the link across your social media, on the Facebook, on the Twitter. Share it in wrestling Facebook groups. Share it on wrestling Reddits and with wrestling websites. Again, if we can continue to grow the channel the way we did from 2020 into 2021, from 2021 into 2022, the things we can do for you guys it'll blow you away as far as the superstardom that can come into this fine studio. I have to say, as far as growing the channel goes, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were the 3 biggest days in the history of the YouTube for us. So I found that to be amazing.
That's great.
What we
Very good.
what we did over the weekend was more than we were doing in a month a year ago. So I find that to be very impressive. And we thank all of the great fans as well as the hard work of the staff and the co-hosts such as yourself. Salmon Pants was unable to join us. Apparently he's trying to figure out if salmon is a Christmas color or not. I don't know at this point. And, of course, Glantz, who continues to be missing in action. He texted me Friday morning at 10:30 to say he was clearing the ice off of his car, and here we are now as we tape this around 4:45 on Monday. I guess there was a lot of ice on the Glantz mobile for him to have still not made it to the TV studio. But nonetheless, cheap plugs out of the way. Mr. Carter, I pass the baton to you as we are now less than 7 weeks away from hitting the Sunshine State for WrestleMania 37, a 2-night extravaganza.
I cannot wait. So we kicked off Raw with a celebration. John Morrison introduces The Miz. Miz comes down with a ton of pyro as the new WWE champion. We get an episode of the Miz TV Championship Edition. How do you like me now? He says 16 years ago he stepped into the WWE, and now 16 years later he's the WWE champion again. He's taken them all out, names a bunch of people off, and they don't measure up to his longevity. All the people he named, Brock, Cena, The Rock, he's naming all these people. He wasn't sneaky. He told Drew he was going to cash in. He's the only 2-time Grand Slam champion. He deserves the title. Bobby Lashley and MVP come down to the ring. MVP congratulates The Miz, but he says, you forgot about the part of Bobby destroying Drew for you to be able to cash in. Miz says he was getting to that, tries to leave the ring. MVP says you have an obligation to help Bobby out and give him a championship match. Miz tries to talk his way out of it. Bobby says, we had a deal. You have 1 hour to make a decision, or basically he's going to hurt him, and it's going to be awesome. What do you think about the segment, the whole thing?
I didn't think it was a bad segment. I just think the whole scenario lacks credibility because Miz is involved. If come WrestleMania, Miz has dropped the title to someone, I guess I can shrug my shoulders and say, what it is what it is. But even to proclaim the man a 2-time Grand Slam champion with, the Miz being is what he is, a fine upper mid-card guy, I think that's a sad statement to make about the state of their championships. I like the angle that Lashley was the man that kind of decimated McIntyre before Miz could cash in the briefcase. I thought that was clever, and it added another layer, another dynamic to the scenario. So it wasn't a bad way to open the show.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. My thing is I don't mind Miz as the champion so much. If it wasn't, I don't know. I guess
you don't hate it as much as I do.
Right. Well, I think it's if there wasn't other people that could have it right now. Like there's people around that should have it before him. Most definitely, Bobby could have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what bothers me. I don't know where this is going to lead to. I just hope we don't see Miz at WrestleMania as champion. But from there we got Lucha House Party and Riddle backstage. They congratulate him. The promo goes off track though. They start talking about all wacky stuff. He breaks out a scooter and starts riding into the ring. It was just a joke. Yeah. I don't know. I think
I was in hysterics.
It's getting worse and worse. I don't like it at all. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
At least it ended.
All right, there you go. We got our first match of the night, which was Riddle versus John Morrison. It was a good match. I mean, it was a lot of different combos, a lot of hard-hitting action. I don't like when with Morrison keeps on doing that parkour stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I actually showed him how to do that. I was a parkour master back in the day before I became physically injured. I used to bounce off the walls of the studio here.
There you go. I think he tries too hard with that stuff. I think he should just wrestle, not do all these wacky flips in the air and crap. I don't know. Some of it's too much. I do like Morrison, though. I just think that stuff's a little too much. Riddle wins the match by pinfall. Anything to add to it?
I think there's a better way to present both guys on TV. The match itself was pretty good. Everything else surrounding the two of them, I would change greatly.
Absolutely. There you go. Then we got a little thing, a little promo of Bad Bunny showing highlights of the SNL that he was at Saturday Night Live on Saturday with the 24/7 title. I guess it was actually a good idea giving him the title, right? So he could at least bring it there and show it off, I guess.
I guess if you have any idea who Bad Bunny is, this is a tremendous idea.
Right, exactly. From there, they came back commercial. We got Bad Bunny and Damian Priest backstage. Says it's just the beginning. Truth is right there, trying to pretend they can't see him. Priest says, "I can see you, Truth." He calls him over. Truth comes walking over, calls Bad Bunny Bugs Bunny. Priest gets in his face and says, "It's Bad Bunny." He goes, "Okay," and runs off. I don't know. I'm seeing too much of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, it's overdone now. Okay, we get it. You're gonna be at that. We don't need to see all these funny little segments and stuff like that. Some of it's just too much.
I don't know how many times in one night I need to see a man named Bad Bunny
Right.
on a wrestling show, but that's just one man's opinion.
I mean, I totally agree. From there, we got Adam Pearce and Miz backstage. Miz says, "You're going to allow this to happen," pretty much. Pearce says, "Didn't you have the agreement, Miz?" Like, basically asking him, like, I didn't like it how Pearce was like, "Oh, you had the agreement, so now you have to add up to it." But, like, you're not, Miz isn't the one that makes the matches. Again, there's no officials he's not an official. I don't know. It's too much with that. Basically, Pearce says, "You need to make your decision quick." But I don't really understand it because he shouldn't be making any decision. It should be Adam Pearce saying, "Listen, you're going to wrestle Bobby tonight," or whatever. You know what I mean? Because he's the official.
That's what logic and common sense would tell you. But again, look at the program we were watching.
Right. I get it. I get it. You have anything to add to that?
No.
You've been pretty quiet.
No, that was
Okay.
about it.
All right. Then we got another match. We got New Day, which was Kofi and Woods versus Retribution, which was Slapjack and T-Bar. It was a quick match, which I was shocked because this is a way to kill Retribution right here. I don't understand it. And you could have New Day go over, but that quick, and even they say it when they're leaving the ring, quick work, they're screaming. I don't know. If you're trying to build Retribution, whatever's left of it, I don't even know if there's much of it because, like I said, people think it's a joke. At least don't let them lose this quick. And it just, I don't know. It was not too good of a match either. I think it was just way overdone and way too fast. After the end of the match, Ali gets on the mic, starts screaming, "How many times are you going to embarrass me? You continually to fail me." I don't know. What do you got? Anything for that?
I'm all Retribution out. The presentation of it has been lousy since day one.
Yeah.
As I noted, I thought Ali doing the commentary last week, at least it gave it a little bit of rhyme and reason, but you just have a bunch of guys that aren't ready to go out there and execute and deliver right now. So it just makes for a boring presentation that the fans aren't attached to or engaged in. And it was almost like an enhancement match for the New Day, which is fine, I guess. I'm going to imagine that they're trying to hold off on New Day and Hurt Business at least until WrestleMania. So that's many Raws to fill with more of these Retribution and New Day matches, and many more Lucha House Party and Hurt Day or Hurt Business matches to come.
Right on. They went to commercial. We come back. We have Adam Pearce in the ring. He introduces Bobby Lashley, and he's with MVP. Then he introduces The Miz with John Morrison. Adam says, you had an obligation to give him your decision. Miz says he needs more time. Bobby says, "Quit wasting my time." He's worried about the prestige of the title. He doesn't want to rush into a title match right away because he's not healthy. He's not ready for it. He just needs more time, he pleads. Miz wants to be at the best he can be. And he just keeps on saying, "I need more time. Give me a week."
Didn't he have a 30-second match the night before?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I was going to be like, but his match the other night was very short. Braun Strowman comes out. If anybody's getting a title shot, it's me. He's a former Universal Champion. Miz tries to stir the pot pretty much by egging people on. Then your buddy comes out, Stone Cold Shane McMahon comes out, says it was
the glass broke.
Right, for former WWE champions. Braun says everything sucks. Wants a title shot tonight, wants a match against Bobby. Shane says that match will happen tonight. If Braun wins it, you'll be added to the match next week for the WWE Championship. It'll be a triple threat match. And I don't know. These segments were so long and drawn out for one match. I don't understand. just either make it happen or not. You know what I mean? There was 2 segments now. You had the beginning and you had another whole segment about it. Again, I don't know how you felt about it.
It wouldn't have been the way I booked it, but they didn't call and ask for my opinion, unfortunately.
Right on. I don't know. I just some of these, you could have matches there. You could be doing something with some character. I don't know. It's just too much about one match. Too much. From there, we got another match, which was Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander versus Lucha House Party, which is Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. MVP was on commentator. It was a tornado tag team match, which was, you know what? Who cares? It was something different. I didn't mind it as much. It was definitely a good tag team action in it. All 4 can go, obviously. I mean, they're all veterans. MVP was screaming in this match, "Don't play with them. Don't play with them." I don't know if you noticed, they were screaming at them all the whole time, the Hurt Business. And basically was just kept on trying to coach him on from the commentary booth, which kind of got a little too much. There was a great near fall in there when Lucha House Party pinned Cedric down, but ended up getting kicked off by Sheldon. MVP was getting frustrated, and then Cedric and Sheldon won by pinfall at the end of the match. I mean, it is what it is. It was decent.
It was fine for the 93rd time.
Right, exactly. You know, we've seen it 100 times as well.
Where the rules in tag team matches are so lax, almost all of them seem like a tornado tag team matches to me a lot of the times. But at least they actually threw that in there as part of the stipulation this week. So it was a little easier to swallow.
Right. It's just sometimes when you see things like this, it just gets old. It gets repetitive, which we'll talk about later on in the night too, because other stuff. Then we got another Bad Bunny heads down to the ring, gets a ton of pyro too. Like I don't know, man. They're just building it. I guess, you know what? They're paying him. Why not build them up to try to get some fans, right?
Get the max value out of them.
Yeah, I guess so. Damian Priest then comes down. We get the match, which was Damian Priest versus Angel Garza. I thought this match was great. Angel Garza is so good. I know you're a big fan of him too. Priest is, I noticed, very athletic. I mean, I've watched him before when he was in Ring of Honor Punishment Martinez, but I feel like he's lost some weight in WWE. He can move even more in the ring better. Like, you know, he's more athletic, I think. That's what I'm trying to say. I love Garza. He's very talented. Love the aggression out of Garza in this match. He had a lot of aggression. It was very good. Did you notice Priest was tuning up the band in the corner?
Yes, I did.
Yep. Did you notice
he was ready, baby.
I was like, oh, my God. Bad Bunny got on the stairs, basically distracting Garza. Priest hits. I found his finishing move name. It's called Hit the Lights. That's what it's called.
Hit the Lights. All right.
Yeah, Get the Lights. Yep. And he pins Garza. Bad Bunny throws Gulak out of the ring because everybody for the 24/7 title comes running down. I mean, you know, poor Gulak, man. He's got to sell to that guy. I don't like that part. What did you think of the match, the whole segment?
Match itself was good. The Priest needs to win, but at the same time, Angel Garza shouldn't be losing. He wouldn't be the guy that I would put in that match. Garza is someone that I would be grooming, you know, to be one of the future stars of the next decade in that company. You're
a big fan of him, right?
Very much so. Should he be losing meaningless mid-card matches in the middle of the show? No, because all that says to the fans is this is someone that isn't important. Again, why did WWE get rid of so many people that they could have easily afforded to kept under contract during record profit times for the company? I'm a WWE stockholder. I would rather see the quality of the product continue to improve because I think that'll lead to more people engaged with it, which would likely help the stock price more than just slashing the budget here, there, and everywhere to try and lower costs to show a higher profit margin. But that's just one stockholder's opinion, I guess, in this case. But just a waste of Angel Garza, but a good way to continue to try and build up Priest.
Exactly. I totally agree. Then we got a Randy Orton promo. Failure isn't a word he's used to. Should have won the gauntlet match, he says, last week on Raw. And he was also the first one eliminated in the chamber match. He got distracted, and he's been getting distracted. And failure isn't something that he knows anything about. He wants to be focused on the WWE title, but he can't be because Alexa Bliss is his distraction. Basically, right after he says that, they show like a little bit of Alexa Bliss. They show him back on the camera, and he starts puking up some black stuff, and it goes off the air. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe she put a little virus in him. I don't know.
I guess
What
she
about
reached
you?
out to Papa Shango to see how he did it to the Ultimate Warrior back in 1992. Just a complete and utter waste of time, an embarrassment for Randy Orton to even be involved in this. Being
Did you say you were
scared,
embarrassed?
scared of a 5-foot-tall possessed woman. Oh, it makes me sick. I felt like vomiting.
Jesus. Yeah, I hear you on that.
That's
Totally.
as bad as it gets right now, and there was more to come. Is the show? It's too bad that it wasn't 90 minutes this week.
Right on. From there, we got Charlotte Flair and Asuka versus Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler again. Decent match, I put. Shayna's good, Asuka's good, Charlotte's good. They're wasting time with this tag team stuff. Like, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Like, you're just putting all these people, same matches. Either get some more women called up or just stop it.
And
That's it. You know what I mean? Nia had a good powerbomb. That's what I put. I mean, her powerbomb was all right. It was a very long match. I didn't like that.
way too long.
Yeah. Charlotte hit Asuka by accident in the match. Nia Jax pins Asuka from it. Asuka gets mad at Charlotte when she goes looking for her. So I'm guessing they're going to start a feud, or that's who's going to face Asuka maybe at the WrestleMania now because Lacey can't. I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. They're going to do something like that. Anything to say about the match?
It was just boring, uninteresting, and uninspiring.
Right
and
on.
very long.
Yep. And it's not a good way to put the girls on TV because, like, you want to build this brand up. Putting them in these kind of matches, I don't think does anybody favors, but that's me. From there, we got another. This is what I was talking about here. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. We seen a summer of this. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
With the chicken and everything? Like, and then they put this back on. I'm like, are you kidding me? But it was on SmackDown. Now it's on Raw. Because it was on SmackDown, remember, during the summertime.
Right, yep, it was a summertime
like,
feud on the
me?
other show.
I was not happy about this. I'm just like, come on again. I mean, don't get me wrong. The guys are great, but we don't need to see this match anymore. It's been too much, and it's in almost the same. I know it's not the same exact year, but within 6 months of each other. It was hard hitting like it always is. Hardy's whisper in the wind got Sheamus in the neck. It looked like he almost slipped and messed up a little bit because you could see Sheamus talking on the mat. I don't know if he hit him too hard or, missed it a little bit and got him in the back of the neck. I don't know. Sheamus won by pinfall. Not much to say about it because we've seen it literally 100 times.
My thought on that is what a waste to have Sheamus go over where he offers absolutely nothing at this point. I don't understand why he's even in discussion of a main event slot, a feud with McIntyre. When McIntyre gets the title back, whether he's champion or not, it's not a match I have all that much interest in seeing. And I certainly wouldn't have someone as over as Jeff Hardy lay down for Sheamus in 2021.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I don't know. Too many of these matches. I wish, sometimes they would get, well, we always say it, be more creative. Give us the pen, right? Then we got a Ric Flair Charlotte backstage segment. She says she doesn't like Rick dancing because after Lacey saying she was pregnant, he talks about it's protecting the legacy. She tells Rick to just go home. He never said, basically, he never meant for it to be this way. He just saw a lot of potential in Lacey. She could be a good competitor. That's what he said. He wants to help her. And he's trying to expand the brand of the Flair legacy.
Yeah.
He wants the name to be household still, which it's always going to be. So I didn't really understand that. Charlotte says he's trying to take the spotlight from her. She says he still wants to be the nature boy and not just Ric Flair. She's thankful for the doors that he opened, but it's time for him to go home. And that was the segment.
I didn't think it was necessarily a bad segment. It continues to make Charlotte come across like the heel in it.
Right. And that's exactly what I was going to say it's literally, because if I'm thinking she's supposed to be the face, right?
Yeah. Evans is obviously the natural heel in the feud that I guess
Right.
They're going to have to wait a long time to do something with. I'm still a little hot under the collar. I can't believe that Lacey Evans would disrespect her employer the way she did when they were investing a lot of TV time, a lot of money in building that feud up just for her to get knocked up. You know what? I think it's great if you want to become a parent and have kids, but when you're in that type of environment as whether you want to look at them as professional athletes or whatever the scenario may be, show enough respect to the people that are paying you a lot of money and have invested millions in you, and do it the right way. Say, I want to take time off to have some kids. How do we wrap up my program right now so I can take this time off? Just happened last year with that embarrassment with Becky Lynch, where they built her up for 2 years and then she didn't even lose the title. She just handed it off like she got Oscar a cup of coffee on the way to the ring. It's just, yes, another reason why I continue to believe they invest way too much and get such little return in the women's division.
Right on.
And I liked that feud, as I had mentioned. I thought they could have done a lot with it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Becky was definitely on a hot, she was on a rocket ship to the moon with her, and then she does that. And then we got another tag team match. This is what I'm talking about for women. Lana and Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. It was a quick match, at least. Lana and Naomi win the match by pinfall. I don't have much to say about it. It was a match. It was quick. It was simple. I'm just glad it was quick. You know what I mean?
I just don't understand how anyone could sit around a creative meeting and say, you know what, I think there's one person on the face of the planet that would like to see this match. It just sucked. Garbage. A waste of time. Waste of television time. I think you would have had just as many viewers if you had just a black screen on with nothing happening.
Oh, man.
Because at least then you'd be waiting to see what was next instead of just hoping and praying that dog shit would end.
Come on. Oh, you're killing me tonight. From there, we got Bobby Lashley shown getting ready for his match backstage. Then we get the match of the night. Finally, we actually got one good match that I was very happy with. AJ Styles with Almas versus Ricochet. I don't know why they put it on, but I was very happy with it. I even put Ricochet finally back on TV, like actually having a good match with somebody. It was a great match. AJ Styles wins by pinfall. I don't know if the right man went over, because now where does that leave Ricochet? You know what I mean?
Well, Ricochet's pretty much been a jobber for the better part of a year, so I'm not necessarily surprised by the end result. As noted, that wouldn't be the way I'd use the guy.
I'm not surprised by it, but I thought maybe because he's back in, the second to last match of the night, I figured maybe this was going to be something to build off, because they're obviously done with the Retribution shit. So I figured maybe this was going to be something where he gets a win and then they start a little feud, maybe AJ and Ricochet going into Mania, but doesn't look like that.
No,
so
definitely
I don't know.
Not. Definitely not.
Right, obviously not. AJ Styles. I was glad to see Ricochet. This was my favorite match of the night because it was actually a good match, and it was two guys that I really like a lot. And it was good to see Ricochet back on. Anything else to add to the match?
I wish maybe it was a little bit longer. I would have loved to have seen that continue as opposed to the garbage that was on the screen beforehand.
Right on.
But you know what? They try and throw every human being with a pulse that's under contract on TV each and every week, so they have as little value as possible, in my opinion. And that's a shame, because that really had the potential and possibility to be a much more exciting match as opposed to same old 4, 5, 6 minutes, if they could have stretched it out into 10 to 12 for a needless tag team match that no one wanted to see.
Right.
Will ever want to see again, if they had any interest before.
Yeah, right on. We got a quick little segment with Miz and Morrison backstage talking. Braun comes over and they end up walking away. I'm guessing you have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, not much.
Then we got the main event. It was Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. If Braun wins, we already know Braun wins, he's going to be added to the WWE Championship match next week. It'll become a triple threat match. It was hard hitting, lots of action. I keep on looking. Even with this, was a good way to look at it. Against Braun, Lashley is still a monster, man. He's a big dude, because Braun's huge, and Lashley didn't look smaller with him. He looked big. Miz was on commentary, which was great. I don't mind Miz doing that. Bobby Lashley pinned Braun for the win. Now he will face, obviously, Miz next week for the WWE Championship. After the match, Bobby attacked Braun Strowman, and then the Miz tried to blindside Bobby. He also attacks Miz as well. Ends up holding the WWE Championship as they go off the air. That was the main event.
Wasn't a bad way to end the show. I'm a big proponent of Bobby doing big things in WWE. The way they continue to book him says to me they have something big planned for him at WrestleMania, even if I'm not quite sure what that might be right now. I'd love for it to be a surprise Lesnar return leading up into the show. That remains to be seen. But you know what? Again, almost like with the Priest and Gaza match, you have Strowman, who was, basically squashed. I mean, do they have nothing left for the man? They should have just left him on SmackDown if they were just going to turn him into a jobber on Raw. I know we haven't seen much of him at all due to whatever he had some kind of, I think, a blood virus. He said he lost a lot of weight. But right guy went over. But Strowman is someone that I think should be protected, where he's one of the rare guys that has any size, any ferociousness to him. One of the few people that looks like they'd actually hurt you in a physical fight in real life. But they didn't ask my opinion.
Right, and that's the thing is I don't know how you don't look at Strowman and be like, this guy's got something. Let's not hurt him. Let's build on him. And they just continuously not do that.
He shouldn't do clean jobs on TV, that's for sure.
Never. Exactly. My grade for it was a 3 out of 10. I was not happy with Raw. And you know me, I'm WWE, hoorah, hoorah all the time. But I was not happy with this Raw. It didn't put me to bed, but I was not happy with it at all. Too many women's matches, too many promos about one thing, about the WWE Championship. I get it's a big thing, WWE Championship, but we already knew what the match was going to be like. We didn't need to keep on doing promos of it. It was a way to get Shane McMahon on TV, I guess. I don't know. I just wasn't happy with it at all. I think 3 out of 10 is perfect for me.
Well, I don't know if it's because I'm so excited about this LAN party coming up Sunday night or what, but again, if anyone's interested and would like to speak with Cecil, we could provide you with his phone number. Just let us know. I actually think outside of the two women's matches, I didn't necessarily like the result in every match, but I thought every match was at least fair to decent to good on the men's side. I just thought there was too much skits, too much bullshit. The Papa Shango nonsense with Randy Orton was over the top. The two women's matches were terrible. But the actual in-ring men's work, I thought was good. I don't know did I give my rating yet?
No.
Oh, 5 out of 10. I give.
Wow, middle of the road.
I went middle of the road because I just thought the guys' work, even if I didn't like some of the results, I thought the body of work was actually pretty good.
I don't think that's ever happened where you've graded it higher than me. Ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't in a good mood last night. I don't remember.
No, I mean, it wasn't a really good show by any stretch of the imagination. But, I mean, if you go through that, if you eliminate all the skill, and you can if you actually watch it, but if you just look at the in-ring work, outside of those horrible two women's matches, the in-ring body of work was fine. I mean, Strowman
but
and
here's
Lashley.
The thing with that. Well, that's the only reason why I graded it so low, too, is because we've already seen those matches, though. So, obviously, we know. Well, I don't know. That's why I grade it, because it's not like it's something new to me. I've already seen it. You know what I'm saying? And like you said,
that's
much,
not changing. So get used to it.
Right, exactly. But that's why I'm like, they didn't change anything. They literally, someone looked like, okay, tonight, we had the Elimination Chamber. All right, so we're going to do, this and this, this and this. Great, let's go. Like, there was no creativity in the whole entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, as far as creativity goes, no, that's part of the reason why my grade wouldn't even have been higher than that.
Yeah, and the most creative thing was Randy Orton puking for no reason.
Yeah,
it was still not even creative.
That's not really the creative
but
most
that's
want.
What I'm saying. That was like the only thing that was like, oh, wow. But it wasn't even like that. That's why I think 3 out of 10 for me was being more than fair to this week.
Well, I'm surprised you went that low, but, that's why we do these shows, to share opinions, thoughts,
and
results, observations. What do you got?
Rhea Ripley will be debuting on Raw in a few weeks.
Oh,
we did
boy.
see
Now,
that during Raw.
At least there's that.
I am happy about that, because I don't know if you're a fan of her. I am. I think she's a fantastic woman wrestler.
She's not bad.
But I think she'll add to the product.
Who's she going to wrestle? Lana? Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Naomi.
Please don't ruin it yet.
Nia Jax. I mean, really, who is there that she's going to have interesting matches with? Flair, Asuka, Shane, or other than that, what else is there? Nothing.
Well, hopefully Becky will be coming back soon.
I don't see that happening.
No? I don't know. That maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just overly excited.
No, it was kind of a bland show. They tried to progress a few things and weren't all that successful with it. But I guess it makes for an interesting main event next week, which I guess you should at least have something coming out of the show as opposed to it being one of those Seinfeld episodes, which is a show about nothing.
Right on. I totally agree. Now, I mean, that was Raw, though.
That was Raw. It wasn't the smoothest Raws to sit through. I think if you could mute your brain to any sort of thought or common sense during anything that didn't happen during some of the men's matches, it was much more tolerable to sit through. But then again, most of us have not been lobotomized in life, much like those that will partake in the LAN party on Sunday night. But nonetheless, I look forward to our review on Thursday night of the happenings from NXT and AEW. And more so, I look forward to Wrestling Insiders at Your House at the top of the hour, where Tony shares his thoughts on the transformation of Tyler Rex into Gabby Tuft.
When is this? I got to listen
10
to this.
p.m. 10 p.m., top of the hour.
Oh, I am going to listen to that.
And then tomorrow night at 10 p.m., it's Wrestling Insiders Special Edition, where we always have rotating guests each week. And Nasty Boys Brian Knobs gives his take on some of the early happenings in the winter and spring of 1991 in the World Wrestling Federation. If you're a 90s WWF fan, I think you're really going to like that. And again, we'll be back for a double feature on Thursday with the TV review program at 9 and then Marty Jannetty at 10. So for my partner in crime, Dave Carter, a man that absolutely loves chocolate. If he could own stock in Hershey's, he'd live there. I'm Dan Mirade. We'll see you at the top of the hour, 10 p.m., Wrestling Insiders at Your House. World Wrestling Federation was live at the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York, Sunday, February the 23rd, 1986. In the opening contest, Rene Goulet beat George Skoland. Lanny Poffo with the win over Terry Gibbs. Stevie Affi defeated Barry O. Pedro Morales victorious over Les Thornton. Tony Atlas battled Hercules to a draw. Cowboy Bob Orton beat Danny Spivey. Tito Santana and Corporal Kirchner with the win over Nikolai Volkov in the Iron Sheik. Jesse the Body Ventura defeated Uncle Elmer. And in the main event, the WWF Intercontinental Champion Macho Man Randy Savage retained the title over George the Animal Steele via countout. If you are in Long Island live, share your memories in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and on our acclaimed Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at Your House with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, get early ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep Wrestling Legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.